Welcome to the Nerds Against Normality podcast. I'm back from the dead. I'm Stacey Bowles, and I'm here with Harry Bowles, the evil overlord.
Hello.
And Ben Sheridan, our side gimp.
All right. I really need to talk to you about that.
So, before we get into our weekly catch-up, I have a couple of apologies to make from our listeners. In the Alien Rhombus episode, I mentioned the Romulus and Remus myth about flying too close to the sun, and it turns out that I've mixed up my Romans and my Greeks, so wrong myth.
You fucking...
Sorry about that.
You idiot.
Yeah.
And nerds are really focused on the pure facts, so I'm sorry. And the second apology is not coming from me, it's coming from one of you. We've had numerous people write in to complain about your decision, Ben, on the spaceship episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Lego spaceship versus the TARDIS.
Yeah, numerous.
Okay.
Just because you email in more than once doesn't make it numerous.
Just because you've got Stacey Bowles 88, 89, 90, 91.
I only complained 8 out of the 12 responses that we got.
Yeah, but the other 4 people put like bricks through my window.
Thanks, Brad.
So, what's your response?
My response, okay, to those people who are listening and turn it all up, I will not apologise. I stand by my decision.
Are you not apologising?
No, why should I?
Just so you know, we're going to the cinema tonight and we're going with one of our close friends, Toby. He's a massive Doctor Who fan, and he knew that the TARDIS lost and it lost in the debate, and he wouldn't listen to it because he was scared it was going to spike his blood pressure. He has since listened to it and he's going to the cinema with us. No, yeah. He's no longer with us. So if anyone wants to go to the cinema tonight, there is a spare ticket going. Also a friend vacancy.
Wow, so anyone that disagrees with you no longer...
No, he's just died because of the pressure of the pod. The pressure of the pod. Well, that sounds important, doesn't it?
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so he's going to probably hit you tonight.
That's fair enough.
And then probably after that, me.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Okay, I'm sorry if it upset anyone.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry. However, if I could reverse the decision, I would think about it. But unfortunately, you've got to go with what the referee says.
Okay, well, we'll move
Anything
on.
else?
We'll move on because we'll be here all day arguing about
Correct.
spaceships.
Someone not like my haircut as well in this podcast-only format.
Harry wrote in about that, actually.
That's fair enough. Tom, that's rich.
Okay. Talking about previous podcast episodes, I've decided to confess.
Oh, right. I was like, why is there a picture of me on Stacey's phone? I mean, there should be a picture of me on every phone. But
I've decided to confess something to Harry. So Ben and I thought...
This is going in a weird direction.
So Ben and I thought it would be really funny to play a joke on you, and we only did it once and we forgot to do it ever since.
We did.
So I thought now would be the good time to tell you.
do you remember that insulin medicine you keep taking? Sugar syrup! How's your blood pressure now?
You've been diabetes.
Yeah!
So I'm going to play you a video. This word for this podcast is coming.
Skibbity-bee.
So we made up a word and we just inserted it into a podcast episode without you knowing about it.
If you look back, what episode was it?
I think it was the damsel one.
Yeah, it's either Damsel or Guardian. If you go back and
Maybe
listen to it, you'll notice I say something along the lines of...
I already listened to this podcast enough. Someone else can do it and tell
That's
me.
fair enough, yeah. Someone else gets the time code and point it out to Harry. But yeah, there's a bit when I think I go, oh yeah, it's got all the sets and the props, it's all just skibbity-beady in together. Yeah.
And I bet you do a little chuckle afterwards, don't you?
No, so I was really proud of myself. Because
That's what the banner was.
Oh, we got him.
And the fireworks.
Yeah, take your medicine.
I really held it together when Ben said it, and I just let it go and then managed to move on. But the second time round when you were editing it and I just heard it again, I was like, oh God, please leave it in the episode. That was really difficult for me.
I think I'm just weird enough though that no one would pick up on it. I could be making up.
When he said it, I just assumed it was a film term.
Exactly.
I was like, I'll use that in conversation. I won't look stupid at all.
We were going to progress it further, but we kind of forgot.
Okay.
So actual things that have been going on this week, our huge news is that we've got a little puppy.
She's a shit.
She's, how old is she now?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
And what's the breed?
She's a King Charles Spaniel,
Okay.
which means she's really tiny, a bit mischievous because all puppies are a bit naughty, but really cute.
And its name is...
And we decided to go with the most nerdiest name out there that I've been explaining to everyone ever since.
Pythagoras theorem.
Equation.
We've gone with Tifa.
Tifa from Final Fantasy fame.
Yes.
I'm assuming that's where you're getting it from. She's very... For someone called Tifa, she is very bitey.
Exactly.
She did go
lots
for my
of teeth.
throat.
I just trained her that way.
Fair enough.
See this photo? See this? You
see
fucking
it?
go for him.
Well, you see this bloke wearing a scarf with his opinions.
This fucking gimp, the side gimp. You kill the side gimp.
It's going to be hard getting through the leather, but you'll do it.
Yeah, she came running in and then punched Ben in the face. Apart from that, I also came across a Ben event, is the only way I can describe it, which is called Bental Health, are you saying? Are you aware of this event?
Yeah, let's go fucking Bental. No.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, it's just an event where if your name is Ben, you can go to this event, and there are hundreds of Bens.
Yeah, I would hope so.
There are tens of Bens.
Yeah, because we all go to one table and Wagamama's afterwards. We only need one. It's like 14 of us.
Did you book? We didn't see the need.
Ben,
just walk in.
Bens, get out. I'm hoping there's more than a few hundred Bens in the world. I can think of like 4.
It's worldwide.
It's Mr. Worldwide.
No.
Ben and Ben Affleck.
Oh, Jesus.
I knew he'd get me one day.
How do you make me pay for my half the Wagamama?
Oh, yeah. Apparently you have to have I can't say the word, bendification to attend the event.
Oh, you're definitely not allowed to say that
Have you
anymore.
been drinking before the pod?
No,
you making
it's
this
a real
up?
That
thing.
tea's gone right to your head.
You have to have bendification to go to the event to prove that your name is Ben, otherwise you're not allowed in. I saw it on this morning, so it's legit.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
Mental health, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important for us. Yeah, we were going to do an event at one point, but like Ben's can't organise anything.
And you all turn up late. Ben, what have you been up to?
I've been trying to organise a mental health event.
Only one RSVP?
It was me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What have I been up to? Great question, Stace. I'm in the final... Actually, by the time this comes out, I'll have finished. The Witcher Season 4 will have wrapped. And I'm staring at the cold, dark abyss of unemployment again. So I can do more episodes.
Do you have anything else lined up?
Yes, I do. Something called Fixture. I don't know if that's its working name or if that's the official name.
Are you joining it?
Oh, we're on fire today. We've had steak. I might be going on to a Guy Ritchie thing. Yeah, I've worked with him before. Like, he knows who I am. I've worked...
Yo, Ben, got a project you in?
Absolutely. Let's get Bental. Actually, we've only allowed one Ben onto the show, and you are not it. So yeah, that might be coming up. I worked with him on The Gentleman, and that was quite interesting. Apart from that, what did I play? Got further on Elden Ring. I could do with a bit more punishment, so I went to do another boss, which is called Radigan. If anyone's played Elden Ring, they'll know who Radigan is. That's like one of the big bosses. You get literally teleported down to this shoreline, and you're allowed to... The only gimmick in this fight is you're allowed to summon like loads of NPCs around you, because it's meant to be like a festival of fighting this one person. He's like, who can be the strongest? And be me. And he's got the best second phase I've ever seen. You're hacking and slashing at him, and he's huge, like absolutely massive. And he teleports away and he disappears. And I was like, well, he's still got half a life bar left. Something's going to happen. And it's like me and about 6 of these other NPCs. I'm like, well, let's see what happens here. So I don't know what's going on. He could be anywhere. He also could have just disappeared, because I thought maybe you do the second part of this boss fight somewhere else and he's even more stronger. I was like, it's getting a lot lighter. Oh my God! This goes down in a meteorite.
Is it safe to say you didn't win that?
I did, eventually. I did. I smashed it out. Yeah, I've done really well.
Is that
Well
because
done, mate.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. Vindication. I love it.
Is that because you didn't have any messages pop up on your screen?
Oh, I'll tell you what. If the PS5 had an airplane mode, I'd have put it on. Because I was like, I can't do this now. I cannot do this now. There were points in it where I'm just like... You know in Dragon Ball, when you've got one person who's infinitely more powerful and he's attacking. You've just got one person who's got their hands up.
Yeah.
And it's just blocking. It's like, just wait it out. and you're getting smashed through mat. It's like that.
Kind of like between us and BBC Gardeners World.
Absolutely.
Those are the exact parallel lines.
Yeah.
Titmarsh, we're coming for you, boy.
Make you into compost.
Oh,
Nice. Thank you. But yeah, that's been my week. Harry, what have you been up to, mate?
So, obviously, dog duties have been taking most of my time up, as I'm a dosser. I work from home, and
Full-time dog parent.
that's basically my title now, yeah. All
Do
of
they
my
go-
customers love it, because I never get back to them, and I never sell anything.
That's fair
So,
enough.
I'm an awesome shop now.
Yeah, according to the government, Harry's unemployed.
I basically am now. I get paid in dog kisses.
Yeah.
That's
And
184-bit gaming.
So, nerdy stuff. So, I've been watching Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War, and I was like, oh, cool, it's 3 seasons. It's the final arc. That'll be that. I watched season 1 and 2. They were, dubbed in English. I was like, brilliant, watching it. And it was like, season 3 is coming up, and it comes up at the bottom. Next episode, next season's coming.
Yeah.
I was like, awesome. I loaded up episode 1 of season 3. It's Japanese. There's only 2 episodes. The season's not finished. It's so far from being finished. And I'm just angry with myself for not checking, because now I'm probably going to have to wait about 2 years to finish it.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bleach gets the reproval from you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it, but under the fact that it's not finished.
Do you have to have seen Bleach?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is required viewing.
Yeah. This is like the culmination of everything.
A question for you, though. What are we going to do about Dragon Ball Daima?
Daima.
Because that's only in Japanese subtitles. And just to clarify, it's not that we have an issue with subtitles as such. It's just when you've watched it in a format,
Yeah.
that's like you want to...
I personally prefer the English dub of Dragon Ball.
Same.
I think it's good. Like, a lot of the Japanese stuff is brilliant because English dub doesn't always work.
Yeah.
But no,
It works for anime more so than like
Oh
live
yeah,
action.
I'm talking anime. I think the English dub in general is weaker than the Japanese, but with Dragon Ball, I think it's because I've got such association with memories. Christopher Sabat, who does Vegeta's voice, Piccolo's voice, all that stuff, he's awesome. Sean Shenmue voiced Goku for years. He wasn't the original voice actor for Goku. He wasn't the voice actor that I grew up with, but he's now the definitive voice.
Yeah, I think he's nailed it as well.
Yeah.
In terms of it. Okay.
Also, Goku's voiced by an 80-year-old woman in Japan. If you watch her do a Kamehameha, it's like the most stressful thing you've ever seen. You're like, are you going to die? Like, is your fucking heart going to blow up?
She's just heard about the TARDIS episode.
My blood pressure!
But you know what? Still want to apologise.
She had good innings.
I'll look at her dead in her face.
If I had the Dragon Balls to bring you back, I wouldn't use them on you.
Wow. So what are we going to do? Are we going to watch it or not?
So, yeah, that's...
that was the topic.
Sorry, got Dragon Ball and I got a bit giddy. I think we should wait for the dub.
Where are you watching it? Crunchyroll?
Netflix.
Oh yeah, Netflix do have it.
The first 3 episodes of the English dub will be available for a limited time only in
Bullshit.
cinemas from November
In
10th.
cinemas.
Yeah.
On my birthday week.
What?
Yeah.
Where's the nearest cinema?
It's gonna
Edinburgh. Let's go.
Let's start now.
Tokyo.
Oh, could you imagine?
Oh, yeah, I would. That is one of my big ambitions in life, is to go and see. I'd love to go and see an episode of Dragon Ball or something, but in Japan, like, 'cause it must just be on there. It's like Emmerdale here.
Yeah, EastEnders.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I can't miss the next episode. He's driving again. Brilliant.
Suggest it in your next Ben Sheridan event.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hosting it in Tokyo.
Let's go really Bental.
Oriental Bental.
Very nice.
Apart from that, I got Sonic Generations X Shadow Generations X, the longest title known to man game ever. Yeah, I got it on the PlayStation Store early, because if you get the digital deluxe, aka spend £15 more to get it, you get it early.
Great.
And I've only played it for a couple of hours, but it's solid. It's so good. Sonic fan or not, I'd recommend it. Some of the games, you could be like, if you're a Sonic fan, you'll appreciate it and you'll like it. This is just a good game.
Yeah.
I let you play. I let
me. Yeah, I have been very good, and because I've been very good, he went, "You deserve this." Under strict supervision from Harry.
I have to always play a Sonic level to prove my love.
Yes. And to prove you're still worthy.
Yeah.
And?
You did it.
And I'll be really honest, Stacey, after the Shadow of the Colossus debacle, you are way down there.
Fucking thin ice, mate.
Very thin ice.
But yeah, I compare the Shadow level that we played to Devil May Cry in terms that it's so fluid, it's satisfying. I think the level design is just on point.
Yeah.
I think they've smashed anything they've done in the last 15 years. I just think it's the best game they've done.
Yeah. Well, just before we started recording, I was allowed to go.
I gave you the second controller. It wasn't plugged in. I'm sorry, Ben.
In my mind, it always is, though.
We've deleted your save file.
It's the best graphics card of all, the imagination.
You wouldn't know about that, Steve.
As I was saying to you, like the opening level of the Shadow campaign plays like the last level of a Bayonetta campaign or something like that.
Good comparison.
Yeah,
Bayonetta.
It's just so fluid and fast, but it really flows well together. I can see you kind of going, or at least me, I can see myself going into it and trying to get quicker and quicker and better, but
finding the alternative
but just
path.
trying to also you just remember button presses and you remember inputs, that sort of thing. It reminds me of older Sonic, like since Sonic Generations,
Yeah.
funny enough, or Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom?
Not Sonic Boom.
Fucking get out.
Again, just watch the show.
You take your fucking whore mouth.
Just watch the show, Harry. What was it? Sonic Mania.
Sorry, that really rolled me up. Come on, go to bed.
You got so angry you went to bed.
Yes.
Got so angry you went to bed. Like Sonic Mania. Very fast and very flowing, but it's got a rhythm to it as well. That makes sense?
Made with love, I think you can tell.
Yeah.
They didn't just cash cow it, which they could have done because of the new film that's coming out. Then they needed a reason to put Shadow in a game.
Yeah.
And they could have just stuck him on as a reskin for Sonic Generations and be done with it. But they thought, no, we'll bring his own campaign.
Very different as well. Very different campaign.
He's very edgy.
He's so edgy.
Yeah.
I love they haven't changed him.
If you put paper near him, it counts.
I also really liked it. Well, the brief bit that I played. I probably won't play the whole game because...
So you think. But carry on.
As much as I love the Sonic universe, I struggle with the games, don't I? Because my brain's just really slow. And the point about Sonic games...
I'd love to point out...
is to go fast.
I'd love to point out Stacey said that.
I'm just being truthful. And I can't keep up with the speed of the thing. So like one of the fun features in this game is that you can zoom by pressing R2 or whatever, but you can also slow down time as L2.
Yep.
The chaos control.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And usually I'll just walk my way through the Sonic games, much to Harry's frustration.
As they're designed to be played.
I won't
Incredibly
zoom.
slowly.
I won't zoom at all. And in this one, I just held the L2 button so the time slowed down to as much as I could. It looks really cool though. It does look cool. And I can see why it would remind you of the older
Oh, it tickles all of my autism
does.
senses.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Very quickly, I haven't got much to say about it, but I started X-Men 97.
Yay!
Yeah, it happened.
What?
So, the X-Men cartoon come out in the 90s. It's what a lot of people grew up with on the X-Men. It's their X-Men.
Yes. Yeah.
Never
I tell you this now. Disney had the fucking audacity when I loaded it up to say skip intro. The single best intro to any cartoon ever.
Why?
I rewatched that intro for every single episode.
Yeah, it's the best intro.
What's it called?
It's incredible. That and Spider-Man was like the cartoons you would grow up on and be like, I need to watch it.
Yes.
I need to watch it. I've never watched the episodes in order, but I fucking need it.
Absolutely. It was like that with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, didn't care.
I watched a few little sagas, didn't know what happened. 1 minute Frieza was killed, the next minute they were fighting him again.
Yeah.
And then the next episode after that, Goku was taking his driving test. It confused my mind. It's just so confusing.
At one point you thought Piccolo was Gohan's dad.
I still think that.
It still is, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it's much better than his actual dad.
It's not a spoiler to say that Charles Xavier is dead because he dies in the
Yeah, that's the last episode of...
last episode of the
97.
season. Yeah. And in this, it's now about Magneto taking control of the X-Men.
Oh.
He leaves in his will the power of everything, like the X-Men, the mansion, everything doesn't go to Cyclops, it goes to Magneto.
Yeah.
Do you think those two were in a love affair?
They're like besties. It's guy love.
There's a good bit in... Because there's a good bit in episode 1 where they sort of burst through the door and, like, there's a guy... It's, like, all in purple.
Wolverine's going...
not accurate. It's this bit when he turns around and he goes up, I'm going to make the X-Mansion all purple. And they're like, oh no, it's magento. So X-Men 97, what episode are you at?
I'm on episode 3 now.
I hate my co-hosts so much.
So that friend vacancy is up to 2. There are 2 vacancies.
My blood pressure. Stacey just shaking me like, you're still going to apologise? No.
I'll get
Take it to the grave.
I'll get Tifa to punch you in the face again.
So you're on episode 3, which is the video game one?
I haven't seen that, so yeah, I'll take you away.
So that'll be the next episode. There's going to get a point where, because the animation is, apart from a few little tweaks, the animation is exactly the same as it was in 97.
Yeah, it just looks like it's been airbrushed. Like, it looks a bit sexier, right?
Yeah, and there's little bits which are like...
That doesn't make me sound weird.
No, it's fine, we've all seen Rogue.
Yeah.
Hi. Lord. And then she's wearing purple, and you're like, oh, magenta. Oh, I can't do the same joke again. There gets a point where because at the moment it's very classic X-Men episodes. It's like one thing per.
Yeah.
It's like one situation.
Adventure of the week.
Yeah, one situation per bit, and then it will come to a point, and you'll know it, where it goes like, oh shit, we're not doing X-Men anymore.
We've not come to fucking play.
No, there is a point where it's like, oh, all the kids that grew up watching X-Men 97, yeah, they're adults now and they can handle this.
I think I know what you're on about, and I won't bring it up.
No, we'll have to talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And if it's what you're thinking about, I'm not a fan.
No.
Because it made me a bit sad.
Yeah.
A bit sad, boys.
It will be.
But yeah, so I only watched a couple episodes, but so far, loving it.
Yeah.
The only other thing to put is I could be appearing on KMTV, which would be quite a cool little...
Tonight on Most Wanted.
Yeah, so going to KMTV, which is just a local TV station around here. It's on YouTube, and I think if you use Sky anymore, say on use Sky or Virgin, they've got TV channels.
I use Virgin.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, if you've got Sky, it's on there as well.
Yeah, and you just go on there, and the guy interviews you, asking what your 4 favourite films are. I'm not going to say what they are. You can wait and watch live, not live. You can watch it on whatever TV programme it's on.
Lethal Weapon 1, Lethal Weapon 2, Lethal Weapon 3, Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Excuse me, you're doing this without your equally talented co-hosts.
They asked for me.
Okay, the tallest of the pod. Okay,
tall in stature.
tall in financially, egotistically, mentally, physically.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a good laugh.
How do you feel about it?
Bit nervous.
Which one of us is the talented co-host?
What?
Carry on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gardeners World offered me so much money.
Should have fucking gone.
Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, feel a bit nervous about doing it, just because I've never been interviewed. So that'll be different. Plus, I have to kind of blag that I know what I'm on about. Whilst I'm here, I can lean on you two to blag about what you know about. That doesn't make sense.
Joke's on you. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'll watch films.
Yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what 4 I'm going to pick, but I'm sure when I pick my 4, you will help me pick them apart.
Is it just an interview format, or is it like you sit like we do, you sit on a table and you just sort of talk about it? Or is it just a one-on-one interview?
So we watched a previous episode just to get a gauge on what it's like. And yeah, it's just literally guy sitting down with another guy, having a coffee, having a chat. It's not like a proper review. It's more like, why is it your favourite film?
Yeah.
What do you associate with? That kind of stuff.
I think we should put a poll out to our listeners to ask them to come up with a film that you review, that you have to review.
No, because knowing how...
It's not reviewing, it's me telling them my favourite films.
No, because it's going to be something awful. We'll get them to say something.
And the reason
awful.
why I love The Human Centipede 3... not even the first one, the good one. Quite good.
And I'll be honest, Dave, in my opinion, it wasn't long enough. The centipede and the film.
So if you could not do that, I would appreciate it.
No, that'd be good. I suppose it'd be quite good as well, because I imagine halfway through as well, they'll sort of do a big gunge thing like they did on cartoon, like they did on kids' TV back in the day. So it'll be like, oh no, and I really enjoyed I don't know, Terminator 2. They're like, oh, he said the word more, gun Jim! And he's going to like gun you, and then like, I don't know, someone's
Confetti's going to come away.
Someone's going to come in with like a dead fish and slap you around the face with it.
You're potentially going with him.
Yeah, I'm the one in charge of it.
I'm looking after the puppy, so I feel like you should have a confetti gun waiting and ready. And you just edge your way into shot and let it off.
Yeah, but knowing me, Stacey, I'll run on live on air. I'll point it right at his fucking face.
Wrong way.
I'll twist it, and it's going to go straight into my crotch.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my co-host.
Listen to our podcast.
Camera trying to pan me out of it.
And on that note, let's get on with the review.
On with the review.
On the review. To celebrate the spookiest time of year, we're going to be reviewing Halloween 2018. As always, this will be split into two segments. The spoiler-free segment, where we give our opinions, what we liked and disliked, and then after we have given our verdict, we will delve into spoiler territory. I'll put a timestamp in the description for those that want to avoid spoilers for this 6-year-old film. The story follows Laurie Strode, reprised by the legendary Jamie Lee Curtis, as she confronts her longtime foe, Michael Myers. Not from Austin Powers. The mask would make for a very different film.
He's trying to escape with the car.
Get out of the way! No! Get out of the way! Anyway, Michael Myers, the masked figure who has haunted her since she narrowly escaped his killing spree on Halloween night 4 decades ago. This acts as a sequel to the original Halloween, 1978, so ignore any of the original sequels or reboots as they are not canon here. This new iteration is directed by David Gordon Green, whose biggest film before this was probably Superbad. Two very different films. John Carpenter does keep himself in the mix, but as a writer and as an executive producer this time. The film was given a budget of $10 million, so quite the...
Hell of a step up.
Step up.
Step up, but still low.
It took just shy of 260 million. So still huge margins of profit here. It broke several records along the way, including the biggest opening weekend for a slasher movie.
Oh, and a personal record, biggest yawn I've ever done.
Oh, wow. That's a spoiler. Anyway, that's enough facts for now. Let's dig into some opinions. Benji, after you.
Right, I like the original film. Doing this obviously because we're trying to branch the gap between the original 78 film and this film, which is a direct sequel.
Yep.
And so obviously a lot of time between that, you have to ignore all of the other films that have happened.
There's a lot.
There's so many of them. There's like, 9 of them now? Something like that. No, actually there was 9 when this came out. There's been 2 more sequels.
Yeah. This is the first of a trilogy.
First of a trilogy. My
Not
God.
the best trilogy of all time, though.
Which, as we all know, is The Dark Knight. Somewhere way down the line is The Matrix.
I'll stab you.
How fitting.
Yeah, much like a lot of the stuff that happens in this, but I think it's just a bit of a shrug film. I don't...
Did you watch this film in your peak state?
I was a bit sleep deprived.
Yeah?
Yes. But I have seen this film before. I was one of the people that went to the cinema to see this film when it came out.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, actually, a reboot? No, not even a reboot, like a sequel to our original Halloween film. And at that sort of time when they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis, and they're bringing back there's a few other characters in this that make another appearance, and Mike Myers mostly. Spoiler alert. I was like, wow, this could actually be something. And on Halloween, great. That's all I need. That's just...
Did you dislike it back then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I disliked it. I disliked it back then. I've softened my opinion a bit more watching it again now, but I still think there's a lot in this film that doesn't really work. I don't think this is like the sequel it's meant to be for Halloween, and I just think that that's my opening shot there, which is I think that if you like horror films but you don't care about keeping your attention on it, I think you'll really like this film.
Okay.
I think there's better films to watch.
So that's your opening statement. And then how do you feel about it? Considering you liked the original and you're not a horror fan.
Yeah, I've never seen any of the other Halloweens, and I only watched the original recently for a previous episode that we've done. So this is all brand new information for me. But I really liked the first one. I didn't like this one as much. It had some great ties to the first one that it looked back on, and it was like, oh yeah, cool, they're recreating that bit. I get it. They upgraded some of the bits from the first one. So, you know, some of the deaths were pretty horrific compared to the first one. We didn't see much blood or anything at all. But I didn't feel that it kept with the same style. And at some points, I think it could have been getting into a little bit of the ridiculous.
A little. I think it's for the better.
Really?
Yeah, I think leaning into the stupidity, because this film is fucking stupid.
There is bits in this film which are ridiculous. And also, I feel a bit called out because the podcasters die immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd like to think at some point I would have at least tried.
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. But again, like I said last time, I would have been found stabbed through the wall.
Oh, sorry, but I don't like that woman, the podcaster woman. So the guy is like, oh my God, I've got a crowbar and I'm going to save my woman.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it doesn't go well.
No, it doesn't.
And he gets his head caved in shortly after.
Yeah.
But she has the crowbar when it falls onto the floor.
Yeah, she's
just like, yeah, I'm just going to hold out here.
I'm not going to help.
You look like you've got this. Does it do some things better? Yes, I think because of it's brand new and it's got better tech, it's got better...
Oh, the production value on it's much better.
It's just better production. It's also got so much bigger budget for what it was originally. It's got a much better budget, and I think that, like I said, I think the kills are better. To get the positive, I think the kills are much better in this.
There are some pointless kills though.
There's some very pointless ones. Some of the characters are better. I think some of them are pointless.
Yeah.
And I think the story up to a point is much better, but then again goes off a cliff or gets pushed out of a window, if we wanted to tie this back to. That's what we call good podcasting. Unlike the two people that we saw at the beginning of the film.
Yeah, they were really harsh. And also, we both said that it was a fate worse than death, her having to crawl across that bathroom floor.
Yeah. When Mike comes knocking, I'd be like, fair enough. Judgment has come.
She picked up a few diseases way before she got killed by him. I don't know how I feel about Laurie's character in it.
Oh, so that's a bit I like.
I can't make up my mind because on one hand, I thought, obviously, again, amazing acting from Jamie Lee.
She's definitely gotten better.
She's seen some shit right in this film.
She's seen some shit, so that, you know,
she's unhinged.
It makes sense that she's a little bit on edge and unhinged, but again, I feel that they pushed it to the ridiculous. Like, she's been keeping her kid in an underground bunker, and she's twice divorced and all this stuff. I just felt some of it was a bit unnecessary, and it kind of took away from her character a little bit. Like, because in the first one, she is the final woman, and she's the, you know, the strong one, and she's still a strong lady, but...
If I was going to do a horror film like this, which is a direct sequel, that's the direction I would have gone with her character. Because, like you said, she's seen some shit. She went through, 4 of her mates being murdered, almost got killed herself. She didn't get paid for that night of babysitting. Waste of time. I liked her direction in this, that she's gone very paranoid and she's, living in a bit of fear, and so she has gone a bit right, if he ever gets out again, I'm ready for him. And I quite like that. I like this.
I don't mind that, but I just think they took it to an extreme.
I think they went to a point where, again, we'll have to get into this, they got to a point where I thought it was going to be okay that they kind of face off against each other as equals, and then they don't.
We'll get into the face-off part.
She has the corn on the cob. She has the corn on the cob nunchucks.
She's ready to go. We'll get into that fight bit.
Yeah. I'm trying to dance around.
Because there's not a lot to spoil in this film, is it? It's a Halloween film at the end of the day. You know what the premise is going to be.
What you see in this is kind of what you get.
Yeah.
Please don't go into this stuff. I don't think go into this expecting...
There's no deep levels here.
No,
there's no nuances.
Don't expect nuance.
No.
Danny McBride wrote this as well. How weird's that?
Who, sorry?
Danny McBride. He's a comedic actor. He's known for Eastbound and Down, This Is the End.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one who wrote this with David Gordon Green. Good actor, good writer, very funny, but there's definitely a point where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, trying to put a bit of comedy into this one. Maybe just let it run.
But you like the over-the-topness of it.
Yeah, I think to make a fun slasher, you need disposable characters, and I want to see good deaths. I want to see them over the top.
But where do you draw the line between slasher, scary horror film and...
Oh yeah, it's not
parody?
scary.
Because you didn't like the first one because it wasn't scary, so...
No, but it's not I didn't like it. Don't be like that.
You've actively said to us multiple times.
I get what you're saying. When does it become a parody or when does it become funny? And it's a fine line, to be sure. But I've never gone into a slasher expecting it to be scary. I do expect with a slasher to be entertaining and gory and some good deaths. That's basically what I sign up for. I think it done well. I think the death in the garage, which is quite early on, you can see he's pulled that guy's jaw off or down, and that was horrific.
Oh yeah.
There's a head stomp, which is like if you imagine filling up a whoopee cushion with bolognese. and
Something you do very frequently.
What visceral image in my head.
and you can imagine it.
Yeah. It's your Dolmio day.
But I enjoyed it.
The one take bit is great. I'll happily give the film that. The one take when it goes, it's literally Halloween and everyone's running around and he goes from like house to house to house and
Yes.
it's all one take. I think that is great. And I think in terms of making, I do get what you're saying in terms of like you expect to be entertained, but I think this film tries to make itself a horror film as well. And it tries to make itself a very serious horror film where I think actually it should have lent more into, we know what we are. This is a slasher film. And it's going to make
Just go balls deep.
Yeah, it's going to make its money back, mate.
Regardless.
It's Halloween. It's going to make its money back regardless, and it's also going to be. It's also released on Halloween.
I also feel the story was better. I enjoyed the story more.
I did enjoy the story more to a point.
I like the relationship that she has, like the daughter who hates her. Well, not hates her, but like keeps her at arm's length because it's like you caused me a lot of trauma, and I don't. You're not good for me.
Yeah.
But I still love you, but you need to keep away from my daughter especially.
Yeah.
But the daughter, who's a bit naive to it, I don't think she understood what her mum went through. And she's just give Nan. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That was probably more interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
More interesting than I need to babysit.
The story is, I'm going to agree with her. The story in this one is better.
But I think they took away from because I think the thing that the first film did really well was the stalkery aspect of it. That's what I really enjoyed about it. He's always in the background somewhere. He's not always acting. He only acting on his, he's not killing all the time. Whereas this one, he can't stop
loves
killing.
to kill.
Absolutely, he can't stop. I just love killing.
But that's where it verged on the ridiculous and more of the parody thing. It wasn't scary because it's just like, anyone that comes across him, he's going to murder.
Too right.
Yeah.
He's an unstoppable killer. That's like the whole
This does
premise.
lean into that a lot more. Like, is he actually a person? And that's kind of the big theory that's gone through like all of the films. Is like, is Michael Myers, or The Shape, I guess, as his actual name is he actually human? Because he has been shot, stabbed, burnt, and he still always comes back. And I think that's...
He's evil incarnate.
Yeah,
Isn't
he's
that how
just
they
evil.
describe him in the first one?
But that's what makes me sad about that, basically they're just trying to eke out the franchise all the time, aren't they? So they'll always
Welcome to
keep
Hollywood.
him alive.
Yeah.
I know, but it's just like, find something else. Like, it was great as a one-off, maybe a sequel, leave it at that.
I would love for that to happen, Stace, but it's never going to happen.
I tell you what would be good as a comparison. It would be interesting to watch Halloween 2, 1980 or whenever it come out, versus this as Halloween 2, and see which one did it better. I also like the fact that they took away the fact that she's the sister.
Yeah, that plot point got out of control. Like, Halloween 3, 4, and I think 5 all sort of lent into it, and at one point she had a psychic link to him. I like that they're just like, fuck this, just get rid of all that crap.
Yeah, they just off the cuff remark as well. The kids were going, no, that's just a stupid rumour that was made up.
Yeah.
They're not related.
By the executives. Who? Never mind.
I do, but also this did centre around Laurie, him being fascinated by Laurie and going after her and her family because he has some sort of obsession with her, which I didn't read into the first one at all. And not having seen the series, I don't know anything about. So I found that part of the story a bit weird.
I can see...
But does he go after her? He just goes back to his hometown.
But I think he deliberately does try and go after her. I think as well, if I'll give it some credit, I think it's because it's the only one of his victims that ever got away.
Oh, okay, that would make
Like,
sense.
in terms of, if you count this as the direct sequel to Halloween, she's the only one that actually survived him.
Okay.
And I think because of that, it's like a trigger point. They even mention it, don't they? Like, one needs the other.
Yeah, they're like two sides of the same coin.
They're good.
Here's a question for you, though. A bit like the Alien franchise, where the Alien franchise for a long time was associated with Sigourney Weaver because she is the franchise, or was, and now she's not a part of the films. Do you think that Halloween is such a hit because of Jamie Lee? Do you think you could make a Halloween film without her in it?
I think you could, but it would be a reboot.
Yeah, I think
I don't think you need that right now.
I think if you're going to do a complete reboot as well, you'd have to make it set in the 1970s again. I think you'd have to go all the way back and go like, look, we're going to recast. It's not Laurie Strode anymore. It's a different woman. I think it has to be a female role. But I think that, yeah, if you're going to reboot it all, you've got to go all the way back.
Because I wondered whether that's what they were doing with her granddaughter character.
I think they definitely try.
So, what do you think on your verdict? Are you going to nan approve it, or are you not going to nan approve it?
I think if you like the Halloween franchise, you might find some enjoyment out of this. If you are purely just a casual fan of it, can I recommend it?
That is what I'm asking you, Ben.
Thank you, Harry. No, not approved for me.
I am not going to approve it either.
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, well, you would.
Yeah, I thought it was good, dumb fun.
Well,
Turn your brain off, watch a stupid Halloween film with your mates, have a few beers, watch some good deaths.
Yeah.
Not approved, I'm afraid.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Overall.
The two film buffs. Has been,
The intellectual one.
We've waved our scarves.
I don't care.
And we deem it unworthy.
So we're going to go into spoiler territory now, because we can open it up
Yeah.
to anything. So first thing I would like to point out, the level of stupidity in this film, right? I was creasing up,
Yeah.
right? So many opportunities to kill him. To kill Michael, right?
Yeah.
The bit, this is like double stupid. So the bit where she set up her whole house as a trap.
Yeah.
It's a death box for Michael.
Great
It's
idea.
Poorly executed.
Great idea.
You know, she's standing at the door, right? She's standing. I'm thinking, why would you stand there? It's the one place he can get you, which he does.
Yeah.
So he, bang, comes through the door, grabs her, and then fair play, she squirms, she gets the shotgun, blows off a couple of fingers, destroys his bowling career for good, right? And you're thinking, that's it, you've got him now, because he's trying to get in the door, you've got a shotgun, just blow his fucking head off. So she runs downstairs into the secret basement, hi Joe, and then...
That's going to go. Oh, there's a basement, Joe.
And then she goes and switches the lights on, the floodlights on, and then she waits for him, and then she's like,
Oh,
actually, I'm going to go back up. And then she's looking for him, and I'm thinking, you fucking had him. You had him where you wanted him. Just blow his head off there and then.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's stupid. That's film stupid, and I can get on with that.
But also, like, from that moment when she goes into the basement, wait.
He can come down.
He can
one
only
way.
come down the stairs, and you know he's going to go to you. You know he's going to go to you, so just fucking wait there. But then she doesn't do it because the writers went, oh shit, if she actually does that, it's not going to be scary, it makes complete sense.
That is the problem with horror films, with every horror film, is that you do need a level of stupidity, because if everyone just used common sense, then the film would be over very quickly.
But that's the thing, but you need a level of stupidity in horror films because, like, again, I'll always try and defend those sort of decisions because if you're in that situation, you would panic.
For all of her security systems, he just turns up and smashes a hole through a door.
Yeah, awful
She's
security
got
system.
security systems for every door in the house, except from the front.
Yeah, because
She
that's the
needs
one.
to.
She ran out of budget.
She really needs to get her money back. on her security system.
But if you've established Laurie is waiting for this to happen and is waiting for him to come to Haddonfield and so she can finally finish him off, you wouldn't write those decisions into it.
No.
Like, you wouldn't make her make those decisions. So I genuinely thought this film was going to go that she goes out to get him.
Well, it was lining up, I thought. So, you know when he gets transferred, right?
Yeah.
She's at the bus.
Yes.
And she's having a drink to get some Dutch courage. And I was thinking, great, you're at the bus. Wouldn't you just follow it to make sure it gets to its destination?
Oh, that's what you... Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be she runs it off the road.
Or that.
I thought she was actually going to cause a
runs it-
breakout.
She either does that to kill him,
Yeah.
or she makes sure it
He gets there.
Gets there, yeah. Not just go, there he is.
Love the...
Anyway, off to the nice family meal.
I kind of hope with the sort of crazy psychologist, I hope I'm as casual about being shot as he is.
He walks it off, mate.
I hope at some point he goes onto the bus, doesn't he?
Don't shoot!
I love the bit afterwards as well, where someone finds him. It's just a very casual, I've been shot. I hope I'm as casual about my injury as he is.
I also want to shout out for the dad character who literally no one gives a shit about. He's murdered in cold blood on the front lawn and no one even asks where he is. They're like, oh well, he's
And also,
dead.
they don't seem to care by the end of the film. They literally tread on his corpse to get over him.
No,
on.
he's put in the cupboard bit, isn't he?
Yeah.
At the top. And then she sets fire to the house.
Yeah, but it does it.
But no one
I'm still alive. No.
No one questions.
No, sorry, Dale. Sorry, mate.
Talking of the deaths, I think I'd just like to say that the child's death, when they find the escaped convicts and he's in the car and he kills the kid and then steals the car, that really surprised me, that they were willing to kill off a kid, and quite brutally so in the movie. So that was interesting to me.
They do seem to be doing that more and more in horror films. That used to be like the one thing you didn't
never
do.
do, yeah.
And if you did do it, you did it completely off screen. You didn't show
Kids
it.
and
now,
pets.
and now we're just so desensitized. I'd say add more in.
And also,
I'm for it.
the girl's death, I can't remember her name at all, the babysitter who was looking after the kid. I actually was really sad that she died. I was 50-50 whether she was going to die or not, to be honest. And quite rightly she did, because everyone is dying in this film. But
So it's a babysitter.
she had quite a lot of backstory, and I felt sad.
I quite liked that death though, because it's all about the boogeyman being in the corner, and it's like, no, she tells this whole thing about him not being there, and when she tries shutting the door,
That's great.
That's a good scare.
Yeah, I noticed that she didn't fall over the banister either.
No, but it's because they're made of a lot harder material nowadays.
Oh,
What Laurie fell onto is like equivalent of foam now. Honestly, they use that in the old trampoline park down the road. She's fallen onto hard plywood. She's dead.
Oh, fair enough.
Exactly.
But I thought I was quite sad at her death, and the kid's death, where they're running across the lawn and he gets impaled on the fence.
Oh yeah.
That I wasn't upset about, because I didn't really care about that character. But also, they're running across this lawn and throughout this neighbourhood. Again, no one is stopping to look out their window to help.
It's horror movie rules.
I'll tell you what, he has got some teleportation shit going on.
Yeah.
Right?
He just seems to
And
be there.
he is Mr. Convenient, isn't he? There's like, they thought they'd go into a shortcut in this private garden. Oh, there he is. Why is he in there?
That's because he's got the same security guy as Laurie Strode's guy, so he just walks through the door.
But anywhere that like the plot needs to be, he is there.
But that's where I felt that this one didn't build the theme as good as the first one. You know what you were saying about he just walks everywhere? That was so apparent in this film because it was bordering on the ridiculous. I was waiting for someone to just
Power
sweep his
walking.
legs out from under him or something.
When he
Yeah,
just
like-
gets taken out by a car. that was a bit.
Also, again, stupid decision. Don't go over to him. Like, it's the police chief in this has the smartest decisions.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't, and it's just like, just fucking ram him, and then like if you have to, just literally like unload your gun into him.
He said
plant the gun
that,
on his
didn't he?
corpse, so it looks like a suicide.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we know how police officers work, and
But the cop does say to him, doesn't he? He's like, no, I don't care that I've hit him and he's dead.
Yeah.
Blow his fucking brains out. I need to see him die.
you've got a gun, do it from a distance.
That is the advantage of guns.
What was that cop thinking when he was letting him off the hook? Like, as if he's not going to come back and kill you. He's meant to be this complete madman.
What, the name in the doctor?
Or doctor, whoever he was. The guy that tried to side with him and then...
The only bit where I thought, please don't do this, was when the doctor put on his mask. And I was like, no, they've killed Mike Myers and they're going to like say that this is the new Mike Myers. Luckily, they shoot that down very quickly and move on. But, oh my God, more stupidity. Obviously, when he takes the car and he's driving them to Laurie, right?
Yeah.
Mike's just chilling in the back with the granddaughter. And when he kicks in the front and he kills him, there's a police patrol 100 metres away, right? With their sirens on. They're parked up there. She gets out. The granddaughter escapes, and you're thinking, brilliant. Run towards the two policemen, which are right there and armed, or run into the forest, I guess. And she's like, I'm going to run into that forest. She trusts white policemen that much. She'd rather.
You know what? It's a whole mirror up to society at the moment, isn't it?
Maybe this film does have deep nuances. So it's never explained in the film, but do you think the doctor must have derailed the car, right?
That's what I thought, but I genuinely just think it is as simple as it is. I think it just crashed. It crashed because plot had to happen.
Okay.
I would like to think that's a good theory, but I think if it was...
Because he was adamant when he was like, it's my patient, until he gets to the next hospital.
Yeah.
And also, they point out that every patient on there was low risk, apart from him.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that he wanted to see Michael get free, because he wanted to see what it was like in the mind of a killer.
Yeah.
And he also wanted he wanted him to meet up with Laurie.
Okay. It's a good theory.
Another sad reflection of mental health in a film, though, like the shot of him in the yard with all the other patients who are just going absolutely crazy, and yet they've got is some painted lines around them to keep them in that little square.
Yeah, they're all really scared of white lines. That's what it is.
But they're low risk. I don't know.
Yeah, all part. No. The one's being transferred.
Oh,
no, he's not.
He's far from it. What did you think about them not showing him properly, but you see more of him than I thought you would?
I don't mind that too much. I think it's...
I agree.
He's generic looking enough that it doesn't really... It's not really an impact thing.
I'm glad he didn't talk, though.
Is it the same guy as the first one?
No, it's not, sadly. But apparently Nick Castle was paid like royalties for this, because obviously it's his sort of character. But also he was a consultant on set for him moving around. I really thought it was going to go, like, he gets to Haddonfield, carnage, and then, like, gets the granddaughter, or gets the daughter, and Laurie's like, shit, I've literally done this entire fortress, which he knows can beat him, but I've got to go to her.
And now I've got to bring the fight to him.
Yeah, so you've got to go to a factory or something, and I was like, I was thinking, like, that would have made it, I know I'm going to have to judge the film what it is, but the film could have made better by doing that. She gets her ass handed to her. Then they go to the house and the tables turn. There's some nice callbacks. They do the bit right at the end where she comes out of the darkness this time.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. They did the
balcony.
Did the balcony again, did the closet
they
again.
Did the school shot, but it's her.
Yeah, school shot was good.
The sheet.
Sheet was good.
That was quite haunting, actually.
You could tell people cared and they were fans of the film. But there's just so much, it bogs itself down because it's a horror film.
I have a question.
Go for it.
Before I get into a little bit of trivia. So at the end of Halloween, original, he obviously gets shot off the balcony.
Yeah.
Goes missing.
Yeah.
Beginning of this, he's in a mental asylum. How does that happen?
Good question.
Because the plot.
He just checked himself in.
I've done some really bad things tonight.
Jerry... I've been on one.
Jerry, I've gone too far this time.
Trivia. There's not a lot on trivia, truth be told. Try and guess the body count. How many does he kill, do you think?
Oh, right. So we've got the girl.
It's two podcasters.
I'm
trying to this in order.
Three in the garage.
Two podcasters. Babysitter.
Or 6. Babysitter. 7.
Babysitter's 6, isn't it?
7.
7? 7. Then you've got boyfriend, 8. You've got 3 in the one take. That's 11.
Totally don't remember that bit.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
You've got the doctor.
Yeah, you got
the cop.
Cop. You've got the other 2 cops.
15.
That's it, isn't it?
15.
18.
Oh, who did
So I don't know. I haven't got who.
Oh my god, we forgot the dad.
Oh my god. Oh, did you?
Oh, I thought we'd forgotten the dad.
Like everyone else.
The kid that gets spiked.
Oh shit.
The
There's another one. Ah, yeah. Anyway.
Is there an 18 for the death of innocence?
Jake Gyllenhaal helped convince Jamie Lee Curtis to reprise her role of Laurie Strode for the film. He's a family
So
friend of
random.
Curtis and is dubbed by her as an unofficial godson.
That's
Oh,
so
Who knew
random.
that?
That's so
It's
strange.
like, go on, Jamie.
You can do it. Apart from that, trivia was all the callbacks, but we actually smashed all of them out between us, didn't we?
Was there any that we missed?
I copy and pasted it from IMDb, so you know it's official.
Oh, of course.
Michael was shot off a balcony in the original.
Yep.
Tick. In the new version, Laurie is thrown from a balcony by Michael, but when he checks, her body disappears. Yeah.
Yep. Good callback.
Michael found Laurie hiding inside a wardrobe closet. In the new version, Laurie thinks Michael was hiding inside the wardrobe. You did that. Laurie also appears from the shadows behind Michael with only her face lit up. And the other one is the outside the school.
Who's the actress who plays her daughter? She's really... I've seen her in something.
There's quite a few people that we were like, oh, where are they from?
So the daughter, this is one little bit of trivia I saw. They was going to get an established actress, but they didn't. They decided that just like the original, they would go for
An unknown.
Yeah. I was going to say nobody. That makes me feel much worse. So
And
an unknown's much nicer.
And Laurie's daughter. She's really recognisable. I should have looked this up.
Oh, yeah.
I should have looked this up beforehand.
Yeah, she's in there.
So the granddaughter has not done anything too spectacular.
She's done the
to
other
be
two
fair.
Halloween films.
Yeah, and some TV stuff. Judy Greer.
Judy
is
Greer, that's it.
the daughter.
She's got a great bit.
Oh, when she's going, oh, Mum, I can't do it.
That's good. Yeah, I believed her as well.
Yeah, she's really good at that bit.
That little hideaway in the kitchen underneath the island, like, again, not very discreet, is it? Like, the whole house is silent and you can hear... And also it's got bars on it. Why couldn't she just put the bars on and call the police?
I'm gonna say that's because she wanted it to go the other way. She wanted to trap him down there, not the other way around.
At one point, I thought they were going to have to send the army out over this guy because everyone else is just getting slayed in his thing. And then
The
she
police over there are armed enough. They don't need the army.
and like, I just really didn't see it coming when she turned all the gas on to explode the house. It's like, well, that's going to be a hell of an insurance claim.
I do like the idea that he's obviously there's quite a haunting bit at the end. He's just staring at her and she's staring at him as he burns up. But I like the idea that he's like,
Must stay in character. Do you reckon the second they turned away, he's like, fuck, oh, they're coming back.
fucking fire extinguisher.
Right, shall we wrap it up there?
Yeah, wrap it up. Much like Halloween should have.
We've been Nerds Against Normality. Thanks for listening. Catch all of our latest episodes every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts from. Please follow, rate, like us on social media for more exclusive content. Tell your friends. And if you have a question, something you want us to review, or a great story from your week, please email us at nerdsagainstnormalitypod@outlook.com. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Hello, are we still rolling? Right, so our friend Ben Sheridan, he claims that he listens to every single podcast after we publish it, and we have reason to believe he doesn't. So, upon that, we are going to release a few facts about Ben after every episode until he catches us out. So, did you know that Ben is so poor that every night time he goes to the Waitrose car park and he looks in the trolleys to see if there's any £3 going?